Thank you all for coming to the meeting today. Can I say, membership of the committee, I think we're all here apart from Erin, who's on maternity leave, and Viv, who's is out in Hull. And as the saying goes, God preserve us from Hull, Hull and Halifax. She's been preserved from Hull. Minutes of the previous meeting? Agreed? Any interest to declare, councillors? None? Admission of the public? I don't think there's nothing in private today. Deputations and petitions, and we've got Ken here again. Do you want to press your button, Ken, and tell us what your petition's about?
Hello? Does that work? Yeah. Right.
Ken, I've got to warn you that you are being viewed now by hundreds of people in Russia.
Oh, good.
Because this is being webcast. So you'll probably for the next few weeks, you'll probably get lots of offers of marriage for the next few weeks. So please prepare yourself and be careful what you say. Right. The floor's yours.
Thank you. What it is, it's to do with the traffic lights near Berry Brow Liberal Club, where it doesn't give you long enough to cross the road. And what that is about is 3 weeks ago, in the evening, I was crossing the road and nearly got knocked down. And not only that, another gentleman was crossing the road. A car came down Waingate, swung straight round and missed him by an inch. I nearly got knocked down, and it's happened a lot in Council Street. I've reported it to Highways, nothing happens. But what happened after that then? My daughter says, you mustn't park up there, Dad. Come down and park by the side of the club. So last week, I went down to park down the side of the club, and I nearly got killed there, basically, because the road was that icy, nobody had gritted it. I went straight under my back. And I don't think that's right. For disabled people, that the Kirklees Highways, and when I rung the Highways, the lady was so offhand, I wouldn't employ her with me. And that's why I come here today to ask if whoever is responsible for Highways can please do something about those lights. And not only that, it's when the traffic come down Waingate, there's no sign at all to tell them there's traffic lights at the bottom. And I'm just asking if please do something.
Rose, do you want to answer that?
Yeah. Thank you for coming today. We'll look into your issues and get back to you. Yeah?
We've got your name and address, haven't we, Ken? We've got your name and address. Yeah. So get your name and address. Thanks very much thanks Ken for coming today. And let's hope you recover. Yeah. Yeah. Can I move on to item now? Can I move on to item 6, public question times? Any questions from public? No. 7, members' question times. Have you got a question there? Wake up. Have you got a question? No. You don't even know the meaning of life, right? Thank you. Item 8, is that you, Graham?
It is. Chair, this is the Q3 financial monitoring report. As members will see, the current financial performance is in line with the requirement to cut £54 million from services this year, and we are projecting an underspend of £3.3 million by year end. As to be expected, some services may well have a slight overspend at year end, but these are mitigated by underspends in other services. Spending traditionally goes down as the year progresses, so I'm confident that we will be within budget this financial year and are likely to have a small underspend. The collection fund financial performance is excellent and is showing a £3.5 million surplus. I'm sure this is caused by the commitment officers have shown to driving up the use of direct debits of every opportunity, and they should be applauded for this. We do still have some business rates appeals outstanding, so there may be some issues that come up with those, which may have an impact on the fund. Chair, I ask Cabinet to accept this report and the recommendation of page 22 of today's agenda, 7.1 to 7.7.
Are there any comments? That seconded? That's seconded. All in favour? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ken. Can we move on to corporate performance monitoring quarter 3? What's the difference between that?
Thanks, Chair. This is quarter 3 performance report under the new performance management framework. The report is quite self-explanatory, but I'd just like to draw some key issues out. Regeneration of Dewsbury is going well, as in Pioneer House and Railway Station. Cities in the county is up and running. We've managed to get our agency workers reduced. At the same time, there's some issues around homelessness and bed and breakfast. People who actually are posing as homelessness is going up, which is probably in line with what's happening nationally, right? Yeah, but we're trying our best to actually make sure that we actually safeguard our most vulnerable. In terms of adult social care, again with demographic trends and demand, that's going up, but we'll keep on reviewing how we actually meet that demand in future. More adults actually posing as with more complex needs. Again, we'll need to continue to monitor that, Chair. They're the key highlights of the report. Unless there's some specific issues within the report, I'd like to move the officer recommendations to note this report. Thanks, Chair.
I'll second that. All in great favour? Thank you very much, Spear. Can we move on to item 10? That will be Mr. Masood.
Thank you, Chair. This report is part of an annual cycle where Cabinet required by law to determine the admission arrangements for all Kirklees community and horticultural schools. Admission arrangements are important to ensure that children and their families have fair access to school place. Parents also need to play their part in the admission process by placing an online, on-time application and reference in 3 different schools. There are no proposed changes to admission arrangements this year, other than minor changes to the pupil admission numbers at a small number of schools. This report follows a statutory consultation which took place between 1st of November 2017 and 12th of December. As part of the consultation, schools can request to change to their pupil admission numbers. These requests are detailed on page 5 and 6 of the report. Non-requests which are not supported by evidence for the basic need for additional places are not agreed to, as this is likely to have a negative impact on another local school. One exception has been made this year because of the specific circumstances of a very small school. A change of only 1 pupil and the limited impact this will have on surrounding schools over a large geographical area. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the individuals and organisations who took the time to engage with this important process. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Can I move on to item 11? Ms. Graham again, into it.
Yeah. Chair, this is a report into the asset transfer of Slough Civic Hall. As with all previous asset transfers, we have placed a covenant that 30% of the building is allowed to be used for commercial activities to generate income to help fund the running costs of the building. Where this transfer is slightly different is that Cabinet is also asked to approve a loan of 100k to be paid back over a period of 20 years so that the fabric of the building can be improved to allow its wider use. This loan will only be released when the agreed match funding is secured. As with all risk, there is a small element of risk, but having done due diligence, it's felt that the risk is minimal. I would personally prefer to have had the loan repaid over a short period of time, but the repayments would have been difficult for the Trust to meet and would have placed undue pressure on the viability of the asset transfer. The Trust is in active talks with a number of funders to allow improvement work to be carried out, and in line with their updated 2017 asset transfer policy, we will provide the Trust with payment of £2,626, which is 15% of the average of the previous 2 years' running costs. The transfer will save us approximately £15,600 a year in running costs and will also save us any potential capital investment that we could required in the future. This has been a while in getting to the stage where we can ask Cabinet for approval to carry out the transfer, but I am now confident that we have a committed hard working group of local residents who will make this a real community asset.
In second, then, can I ask Graham, do I take it this clause has got the clause, and if it stops being used for public use, it comes back to the council?
It's normal standard procedures for asset transfer.
I'm just, I presume that, because I mean, can you just out of curiosity, have we got an update of what happened to the Murphy one who refused to have that clause in?
The Murfield one is will be sold by the end of March. They wanted us to terminate the lease so they could take it. So we terminated the lease and given in effect notice to quit. And I think that runs out sometime in the end of March.
Sorry, no, that's the town hall. I'm on about the community centre who came here.
Right. They've been asked to. The lease has been terminated and they've been given notice to quit. Yeah.
All agreed? Item 12, I understand you want to have this we remove this.
Yeah, Chair, can I ask that this item is removed from today's agenda as we receive no objections and therefore this can now be delegated to officers.
Item 13, North Road, Nevins Road, Ravensthorpe.
Yeah, Chair, this report seeks Cabinet approval to dispose of the public open space at North Road, Nevins Road and Ravensthorpe. One letter of objection has been received as you will see in the body of the report. Those objections have been addressed by officers. Plus, most of the objections will be picked up should a planning application be submitted. Ward members have been consulted and raised no objections to proposed disposal. The disposal will generate a capital receipt for the council and will result in a small savings to the council revenue budget, as the need to maintain a site will no longer be required. Chair, I ask Cabinet to approve of the disposal of this land by public auction, which will enable the council to receive the best price for the facility and land.
Anyone want to comment?
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you, Chair. I'd just like to say that the importance of this is the council has been forced into situations of making disposal of their land, and it is. I know that obviously there was one objection. I have had a couple of people that have mentioned things to me, but you know the time for them to raise their objections is when the planning process does come in. So I welcome this. You know, will help the council. You know, further meet its aim. So I'm agreeing.
Thank you, Cathy. That's it, all agreed? Thank you very much. Can we move on to item 14. Again, this is Masood again.
Thank you, Chair. This report outlines findings from the High Needs Strategic Review, which will inform the strategy for supporting children and young people with special educational needs and disability, SEND, in Kirklees. Initially, the review focused on data collection to show the current pattern of local provision. Public consultations were held between October and December, with drop-in sessions for parents in North and South Kirklees. Views were also gathered from parents and carers, providers and leaders across early years, mainstream and special schools and post-16 settings by questionnaire. The main issue to emerge is the increasing number of children and young people with complex needs, particularly those with social, emotional, mental health and autism spectrum disorders, and how they may be best supported with local provision. The DFE have instructed local authorities to publish a short plan in order to access specialist provision capital funding. To this end, an event is being held on the 1st of March in collaboration with schools, key partners and providers. Outcomes will inform draft proposals to strengthen the provision already in place and will focus on the key areas to come out of the review. A further report will be submitted to Cabinet on the 20th of March, which will include proposal for utilising the £1 million capital funding allocation from the DFE. Thank you, Chair.
That's seconded. Any comments, anyone? No, thank you for that, Masood. All agreed? Can I thank you all for attending then?